So I guess all of us hope to capture that once in a lifetime moment, that brief moment in time that perhaps will never be repeated. And if you're in the right place at the right time with a camera in hand, you'll be there to capture it. Such an image could perhaps net you a fortune maybe. Of course, the odds are that's not likely to happen, and not why most of us always carry a camera with us. No, it's probably to capture a unique moment to us, a unique weather condition, or just an interesting or fun subject that we happen to come upon. And of course, the camera that most of us will have with us to capture such a moment is our phone. This box of tricks keeps us in constant contact with loved ones, gives us instant access to the internet, and offers us a very capable camera to use when aliens land, Superman flies past, or you just find that interesting bench in my case. So I do try to carry a camera with me at all times. It is my iPhone by default, but I do prefer something more camera-like. I prefer to shoot with a dedicated camera, one that offers a bit more control and something that's a bit more versatile than the iPhone camera is. The iPhone is perfect for most captures though, and it does make me laugh when you see pictures on Instagram or whatever that say captured with just my phone, #iPhone, as if we should be surprised the camera in our phone took the picture. Why not? It's capable enough. For me though, this phone camera is more something that can capture a clip of video perhaps instead, and therefore makes a great vlogging camera in a minimal setup. So with that in mind, I'll quickly go through the cameras I currently run which I choose to take with me as my EDC, depending on the situation. But before that, a little message. Now hopefully you'll find this little old channel of mine useful for photography advice and inspiration. But if you crave even more of that, then of course I offer that with my E6 subscription. More videos and a ton of PDF e-guides giving you nearly all you need to know to improve your photography. Now if you would like more personal guidance from me, then have you considered one of my city workshops? Hands-on, personalised tuition in a variety of locations, and even one at the seaside if you wish, and all one-to-one for that personalised tuition. But you may be saying, Craig, I would love to come on one of your workshops, but sadly I live too far away. Well, we have an answer for that too, my online photography courses. Whether you are a complete beginner, someone who is more advanced, or a photographer looking to expand their creativity, I have the ideal course for you. I've been running these courses for almost 15 years now, and they are the ideal choice for extended long distance learning, or perfect even if you just live around the corner from me. You can check out all the options on my website, so see the link in the description below for more details. Anyway, back to those cameras. So first and foremost, I have the Fuji X-T5. This is my main camera now and has obviously replaced my Olympus gear. A great camera, lovely to use and produces great results. This for me is a prime lens camera though, and I don't have any Fuji zooms to attach to it. But for the best results, the best quality, a do-it-all camera, this is probably it. Now if I do want a zoom lens setup instead, then I still have an Olympus EM1 Mark II. Sometimes zoom lenses are just a bit more convenient, and so I have this model with the standard 12 to 40mm zoom lens. Plus it's the only camera that gives me the option to shoot telephoto with the Panasonic 35 to 100 zoom lens. It's also the camera I use with a macro lens to scan my film negs. Not an everyday carry then, but still a useful one to have in my arsenal. My most recent purchase is the Fuji X Pro 2, a camera bought to be used as a backup to the X-T5, but now also has become my main casual shooter. If I don't mind taking a small camera bag with me, this with a couple of Fujicron primes is my choice of camera. As I've always said, the camera you use isn't that important, it's just a tool, but the one you do choose to shoot with needs to be user-friendly and enjoyable to use, and that is important. And I'm really enjoying shooting with this model at the moment with its rangefinder style viewfinder. I'm still shooting Fuji, but it feels like this is my downtime shooter, as it were, rather than the more serious X-T5. No other reason than that. I still get the same results. So in many ways, this often is my everyday carry when I intend to come home with a picture or two. When I want something more compact though, I have the Ricoh GR3. Now this is my everyday carry. When I want a camera better than the iPhone with better exposure control, something with natural dynamic range rather than software based, but something that will easily slip neatly into a pocket and not be a burden in any way. This is what I take. This model is hard to beat for that. If I want a choice of focal lengths though, I do have the GR3X, and these two make for a great combo, and these are also the cameras I take on my bike rides too. I cycle most days, early in the morning and at weekends, and these cameras are ideal and small enough to carry, again with no fuss, for me to capture the views and sights on my rides. Again, not a camera for everyone, not a camera everyone needs, but they fill a need for me. They're great fun to use and I've got some great results with them. I even like them so much that one day I could easily see these being the only cameras I own. They'd be all I ever needed. Now if I want to feel a bit nostalgic and I want a different look to my results, I will shoot a roll of film, and I have the Nikon FM2N for that. Something really nice about loading the roll of 36 exposure HP5 film and spending a few hours exposing this, making each shot count and enjoying the restriction of those limited number of shots. This is a camera I take out with purpose if I plan to shoot some pictures rather than take, just in case. Now, film of course is either for you or not. You either get it or you don't. That's okay, no judgment if you don't see the point. I do like the results I get with black and white film though. Plus, I enjoy the whole process of loading, exposing and processing the results and then scanning them. And now I'm doing this in the same time that I can shoot and process some digital RAW files, i.e. the same day. I do also have the Olympus 35RC for something more compact. And actually this and one of the fixed lens Ricohs does make a nice day shoot combination too. If I'm in the mood for shooting film, this will become the EDC. For those chance results, the unplanned captures, but ones I'd enjoy being on film, then this is the ideal camera to have with me. Now, if I'm feeling a bit more creative and I want to capture some alternative results and give my chosen views and subjects an even more unique look, I stay with film and grab either my Polaroid camera or the Fuji Instax Square camera. Again, this isn't a format for everyone. It's not cheap to use and you either appreciate the aesthetic look or you just think it's a waste of money for a poor result. The results please me though, so if I want a very different look and feel to my images, plus a more tactile end product of course, then these are the cameras I like to use. I'll leave digital behind and shoot some film. It's like living in the 1970s again. Finally, and I must admit, it's been a while since this camera has been out, but another fun and interesting film camera I shoot with is the cheap and cheerful Holga. With this, I have another unique look and feel to my captures, a look that I just can't replicate with digital. And that's because I believe it's not always about sharpness, about squeaky clean ISO results, about maximum quality or the crispest results. My photography is about being creative. It's about my interpretation of a subject, and I'm trying to use this medium to create art as much as I can, and the Holga does a great job of assisting with that. So those are my main cameras, some for carrying just in case, others to go out and use with purpose. And by that I mean aim to get those 3 shots from any shoot that I often talk about. But all of these cameras contribute to building up my portfolio of images. My Lightroom catalogue consists of images that I have planned and captured from locations I have purposely visited to do that, as well as just random captures that I happen to come upon, simply because I ventured out of the house that day with a camera to hand. All as relevant and important as each other. They are unique moments to me, moments I wanted to capture with a camera that were seen as more important than just being a visual memory. I would never take a camera to a concert, for example, but I would take one on a walk to the local shop. I would take a photo of an interesting set of railings, but I wouldn't photograph the northern lights. Some things are worth shooting, while others you can just enjoy without a camera to capture it. So these cameras are models to suit the occasion, the journey I take, rather than the place I may visit. I don't really have a subject-dependent camera. For instance, none of these is more suited to street photography than any of the others. Any of them can be used for that. And in the same way, none of them is more of a landscape camera than the next one. I just don't distinguish them in that way. Some are better in low light or more suited for wetter conditions, whilst others will be more suited to my current mood or creative mindset. It's more about which camera I feel like using, which will inspire me more than what I plan to shoot. I try to take one camera when I leave the house then. I'm a photographer, and that's a way of life for me. It's been that way for the last 37 years. It's a 24/7 thing for me, and I rarely switch off. I'm here to capture the world in all its forms, and that's why I love to have a camera with me at all times. The phone will do, but shooting with a dedicated camera makes the experience just that bit better and memorable. So what's your camera, or the cameras that you use? Which one could you not live without? Which one gives you the most enjoyment and is the perfect complement for your creativity? If you left the house right now, which one would you take? And do you make sure you have at least one when you leave the house? Well, I've just checked the fridge and we're out of milk, so for me it's a walk to the local shop, and I think it's time to dust off this Holga. I wonder what I might capture today.